Today we've got a double header coming your way. First up, we've got our second chance of getting into the second round of the FA Cup with our first round replay against Walsall. And then the second game, well, it's going to be a little bit up in the air at the moment. We are probably going to be playing Stafford Rangers, the current league leaders, which obviously should be a very tough game. But I am still dreaming of that second round, so we'll have to see. Let's just get into it. So yes, today we have got our second match against Walsall, our replay in the first round of the FA Cup. We are away from home this time, which is obviously, a bit of a disadvantage compared to last time. But, last time I feel like, I don't know if we were the better side, but we were definitely very competitive with them. So we've got a chance of we've got a very small chance of sneaking a result here, which is kind of countered by the odds for the game. Walsall are odds on to go through, we're 3-1 to go through. But, that's not surprising given the relative stature of the clubs. Since you were last here, though, we have played 2 games, and it's not been great either, to be honest. First off, we had a 2-0 loss to Kings Lynn Town. After Jackson didn't get punished for a moment of madness in the previous game against Walsall, he did come flying out here, wasn't even looking at the ball, missed it completely, and Aldridge popped it into an open net. Before, I think their second goal was not bad, actually. Oh yeah, passed the outside of the area, and he just rockets it straight past Jackson. Probably could have done better. It looked like he got a hand to it, or at least it was very close to getting a hand to it. But yeah, we didn't really perform this game. Adiemo with a 5.7. There was just nothing really going on at all. And then in the second game, we drew 2-2 against Chester. This one was, again, not a fantastic performance. It started off with another slight mistouch. I think it was Shepherd that missed a header, and it fell to Goodwin at the back post. But then we hit back after a cross was cleared out to Maguire. He gets the ball to Adiemo, who puts in a fantastic finish. Just a beautiful rocketed volley. In the 78th minute, they scored a penalty. All hope was looking doomed before Archer curled in a beautiful free kick in the 85th minute. So we definitely got the pick of the goals in that game, but it doesn't really mean much when that's basically the only things your team creates. And that brings us to today's game against Walsall. We're going to the Bescot. They are still at the Bescot. Now I've checked this screen a million times. The Poundland Bescot Stadium. I only ever look at the capacity number because that's the only thing that's immediately relevant to us. But before we get into the game, there is a couple of other clips that I just want to quickly go over, and then we will jump straight into it. Just to quickly confirm something that was mentioned in the last episode, the game against Walsall was our record attendance by over 3 times. That was absolutely insane. And we did gain at 60,000 from that. So the 30,000 that we saw go into our finances was our split. And again, is 3 times what we set against Macclesfield in the previous round. So we are absolutely loving life at this point. And before we get into the match, we have actually got the second round FA Cup draw, or FA Cup second round draw, one of the two. Obviously, we drew in the first game, so we are about to play Walsall, well, in a couple of games at this point, but for the next one that you see at the very least. Our fans want us to get matched up against Rochdale, who are 11th in the Vanarama National. There's also Fleetwood Town in League One, who are flying in League One. They've got to be one of the best teams in the competition at this point. And 11% want Stevenage, who are 18th in League Two. Not a bad shout, I suppose. But yeah, let's go take a look. It's all League One and below still. So let's just draw. Oof, okay. So we're going to be up against either Yeovil Town or Doncaster Rovers, if we can beat Walsall, obviously. I'm not going to count my chickens again. So Yeovil Town are 8th in the Vanarama National League. A good side, good stadium. I hate that that's the first thing I look at every time I go to look at a team, although their manager is called Alex Money, so I suppose it's only natural. And we've got Doncaster Rovers, who are really struggling in League One. So they're not much better than Walsall. If we get past Walsall, there's every chance we can also get past Doncaster Rovers. But I think it's going to be a very tall order to even make the first one of those come true. Let's see how we get on against Walsall first. So yes, I think this is how we're going to be lining up today. It's not too different from the previous lineup, but there are a couple of key changes. We've still got Jackson in goal. We're playing Bates at the back, and Hamblin is substituting as a centre-back this game alongside Mitchell, and Piggott on the right. So it's a bit of a makeshift defence. But we've got so many players that are either not fully fit, they're on heavy workloads, they're just not really able to play. Gofford isn't fully fit, Shepherd isn't fully fit, Tanaja isn't fully fit. Maguire is fully fit, but, actually, you know what, I'm making the call. Maguire's coming in instead of Bates, purely because we obviously want to be a little bit more defensive on this side. I think makes sense. Then we're going to have Wadham, Archer and Morehouse in midfield again, Agbenon on the left, Miller on the right and Yeboah up front. I'm going to switch Miller over to an attacking winger because that seems to be how he plays best. I'm very much changing the wing formation purely depending on who is playing there from game to game, which is probably not the best way to do things, but it seems to have been working in general, although we are on like a 7-match run without a win so far, so maybe not. I'm also going to switch back to balanced just because we're away and I don't really want to be throwing men forward. We've got a nice little solid defensive unit back here, so hopefully that will cover us. And yeah, I think we're just going to go for it. I am a little nervous about this. We've got quite a stacked subs bench now. Tanadre, Ratchford, Halliwell, Gofford. All of these can come on. We've got Adiemo on the bench as well, who I would like to start with, but Yeboah didn't play bad last time, so I'm giving him another chance. But he may very well make an appearance during this game if Yeboah doesn't show up. Okay, so they're lining up pretty similar from what I can tell from last time. What are we going to do for our team talk? Nobody expects us to get a result, go out and play without pressure. I mean, that's not exactly what I want to tell them, but we're going to stick with it for now. And okay, Walsall are in their same 4-3-3 as before. We know we're also in a 4-3-3. So let's just skip over these. We've got 2,639 fans here today watching Maguire's free kick in the first minute. Linesman just Usain bolting his way up the line, but Miller gets a crossing and Yeboah scores. We're 1 minute and 30 seconds into the match. I was paying attention to the assistant ref doing the 100-metre sprint, and holy crap, what a free kick that was. Just inch perfect, lands at Miller's feet, gets the ball straight into Yeboah, who slots it past the keeper. Oh my god, what a start. And a bit of a quiet spell since then. We're approaching the 20th minute now. And now the 30th minute. Is this just going to play out with no highlights in the first half? Apart from our goal, obviously. They've been the better side looking at most of the stats, but nothing has been created at all, and we're going in at half-time, 1-0 up. We've only seen that highlight in the entire first half, so God knows what this chance was. That was pretty much the same sort of XG jump. I'd say, maybe a little bit less. I'm happy with your performance so far, keep it up. Yeboah's on a 7.3, and Yeboah is one of those players that I find ends up on a 7 or 8 point something, or a 5 point something. He never seems to have an average game. He's either one of the best players out there or absolutely terrible. So let's hope he can keep this up. The ball does come to Wilkinson, but we get it away, and Archer managed to get the ball to Yeboah again. Go, 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 go. Get it out wide. Get some support up there. He's held it up nicely. He does get the ball to Morehouse. Get it back, maybe out on the wing to Miller. No. Wadham gives it away, but I think we're going to kill it at that. Yeah, Maguire does get it. Gets it back to Agbenon. Yeboah picks it up again. He scored again. He scored again. It's 2-0. Oh my god. What is going on? Straight away in the first half and straight away in the second half. It's only the 47th minute. Maguire, great composure. Agbenon puts through a lovely pass. Their defender, Clark, is just not paying attention. And Yeboah managed to score a second goal. I said he could be on an 8 point something. Runs up at an 8.4 and has been absolutely lethal in front of goal. I mean, no one really has performed on the whole pitch other than our front three. But now Kinsella's got a free kick and he passes it straight to Maguire, who loses the ball. Skerritt's now running in. Is this going to be a shot? It is, but Jackson collects it surprisingly comfortably. I'm going to have to start looking at subs, really, just because we've got a lot of players who are very tired, and I don't want that to be the reason that we end up getting screwed here. I might take off Maguire. I mean, he's been playing pretty good, but, you know, he's one of our worst players on the pitch and is in poor condition. So I think I'm going to move Hamblin out wide, bring Talon Shepherd in to play centre-back, and we'll leave it at that for now. That's probably all I'm going to do. Callum Archer might have to come off soon, but I don't want to risk. I don't really want to give them a chance to score 2 goals comfortably. Agbenon picks it up again. Morehouse can't quite get to it. Can Miller close down McKine? No. Kelly gets dispossessed by Wadham and gets the ball back to Miller. Is he going to manage to get a cross in? He does. Yeboah's there. The keeper just doesn't go for it. Yeboah's secured his hat-trick. What is going on? This is actually insane. What am I watching here? Are we the same team that haven't won in the league in 6 fucking games? Like 3 divisions below where Walsall are. 2 divisions. But still, what is the keeper doing there? It's Isaiah, whatever his name is. Oh my God, we're 3-0 up, away from home in the FA Cup first round. What is going on? This doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to make those subs that I mentioned. I find it unlikely they're going to score 3 goals in the last 6 minutes, but it's definitely not completely beyond comprehension. So we're going to put Ratchford on, move him back to more of a deep line playmaker. And I think, who else do we bring on? I could bring Tanadre on for Mitchell because I really don't want to get someone sent off. Like, definitely not a centre-back. But actually, our lowest performing player has been Jack Wadden. So I'm going to bring Ollie Gofford in to play that role. He's probably the best. I was going to bring Helliwell in, I was thinking. But no, we'll do this. I should have made those subs separately to try and kill a little bit more time. But we're into stoppage time, and we've actually done this. This is by far and away the biggest result in Chelmsford history. We even out XG'd them, which looked insane for how it looked at half time. Oh my God. What is going on? That was an absolutely incredible performance. That's probably one of my top 2 at least on this save. How it looks, that, you know, that hashtag United comeback a couple of seasons ago was pretty nuts. But oh my God, I don't know. I really don't know how that happened. That was what? Could someone explain this to me? Chelmsford emerged with unlikely victory. A smart diving header from close range. No, the keeper just didn't bother going for it. We've won in the FA Cup. We've received 42,000 prize money. We're up against Doncaster Rovers in the next round, which is obviously League One, but not that much harder, you would say. Yeboah got a hat-trick. Just give him everything. Give him all the praise. Give him all the money, quite frankly. We're actually sorted now. So we've probably gained a lot of... 31,000 in the red, in the black, and the white. That's how Football Manager works. But I was absolutely buzzing that we might end up getting close to breaking even with the gate receipts from this match regardless. But we have absolutely 100% turned around this financial nightmare we were in this season. About 4 months ago, we were over 200,000 in debt. And we've sold one player for 80,000. We played Macclesfield twice, which gained us, I don't remember the exact number, but I'm going to say about 15,000, 20,000 per game. We played Walsall twice, which has gained us like 30,000 per game. This season, we've spent 268,000 and received almost 500,000. And we've got another game coming up. What's Doncaster Stadium looking like? Doncaster Rovers, 15,000. So bigger than the Bescott. So it's another payday at the very least. Are we away as well? I think we are. Yeah, the game's going to be played at the Eco Power Stadium. So, wow. That is incredible. I am so over the moon with that result. Where are we going to come back? Like, what's going on? I know I was gonna do the Stafford Rangers game, but I'm tempted to just go forward and do the FA Cup now. Yeah, I don't think I actually shown the league after the first 2 games that we played. But we have dropped quite considerably. We were 7th, and I mean, everything is very tight around here. A little bit less tight now, but we've gone from 7th down to 14th, and we have got 2 games in hand on most of the league, which would get us back up to 28 points, or which would be 7th, because obviously we've got the same goal difference as Blind Spartans. So if we won the 2 games in hand, we should be ahead of them, but they have got a game in hand, so maybe I'm just chatting nonsense. I'm just so excited for that result. Oh my God. Right, yes, I am going to go forward, and I suppose we're going to do Doncaster Rovers. So 2 more games played, and 2 very surprisingly comfortable victories, let's say. I did rotate the squad a little bit against Kirsten Ashton, and my God, it was not a problem at all. We played Tommy Backwell up front, and he came away with 3 goals. Waldo chipping in with 1, and Ratchford got on the score sheet as well. Let's just quickly watch these. Started off with Gofford a long ball up. Backwell beats the offside trap, which basically takes it round the keeper and slots it in. Not really round the keeper, but took him to a favourable angle at least. Before a Ratchford corner comes in. I think Waldo nearly scores. And it falls to Ratchford, who just manages to power it through the defenders into the far side. And Backwell starts to play off again before Ratchford gets a long ball over to Miller. Managed to cross it to Waldo at the back post, who just nips it into the net. Then 53rd minute, a Waldo cross gets it blocked on the line or hits the post. I couldn't really tell, but Backwell was there to put it away. Before Butcher gets the ball to Agbenon. Just runs through everyone, gets it back to Backwell, who completes his hat-trick before they got one back in the 88th minute. Ball comes in, Broad Walters gets it to Bell, who just sort of chips it into the near top corner. A nice little finish from him, but it was pretty inconsequential to the result. And then came by far the most surprising result in the league, at least so far. I mean, a 4-0 victory against top of the league is pretty insane. It's a bit less insane when you know we've just beat Walsall 3-0 away in the FA Cup. This was not a game I expected to win. We rotated a couple of positions just to try and keep legs fresh. You know, Piggott and Bates were playing. We didn't really have an out-and-out striker up front. But Agbenone followed in Backwell's footsteps and grabbed a hat-trick of his own. Started in the 17th minute, Piggott getting the ball back to Mitchell before a long ball over to Agbenone. He collects it nicely and pops it in the bottom corner. Before 5 minutes later, Miller starts to play off another long ball from Mitchell. Morehouse gets to the end of it and squares it to Agbenone, who managed to pop it into the net to grab his second of the game. Then a cross comes in, doesn't quite manage to score, but Archer gets the ball back into the back post. Miller gets a nice composed pass into Agbenone, who volleys it in past the keeper to complete his hat-trick in the 58th minute. And then Birch will run down the line, gets a pass to the back post with Miller, and it's just like a looping header over the keeper. Didn't really stand a chance. These were 3 results in a row that, I mean, wow, the Curzon Ashton game I was very confident of, and I was hoping that would be the one where we could try and turn this little run of form around. And instead we have absolutely dominated 3 different competitions over 3 games, and it gives us all the momentum coming into this game against Doncaster Rovers that we're going to go through today. The only other bit of news to go over is Shiloh Waldo has handed in a transfer request. He doesn't think he's been starting enough. I've sort of agreed that he can just go. I mean, I would still consider him a good part of the team. He had a really good year last season with 8 goals and 4 assists in 23 matches, 7.05 average. Quite frankly, he hasn't really been the out-and-out first choice option since that first season he joined us when he was absolutely dominant. But that was 4 divisions ago at this, 5 divisions ago, I suppose, if you include this season. So it's not surprising that he's sort of fallen behind a bit. So anyway, let's get into the second match of today. And I think this is how we're going to be lining up today. Back to pretty much a full-strength team. We've got Jackson in goal, Hamblin, Mitchell, Gofford and Tenardre across the back, Wadham in behind Archer and Morehouse, with Agbenone, Miller and Yeboah up front. We've basically got a pretty full-strength side. Part of me would like to give Agbenone another match up front, but I think this is our strongest lineup, and this is what I'm going with. We're still playing unbalanced. We've been playing unbalanced for the last few games, and it's really turned things around. So maybe we're going to be staying away from positive for the next few games, because maybe we just can't be that attacking in the league this season. I know we're used to it, but I know we've gotten used to it over the last few seasons, but I think this is what we're going to have to go with. We've got Maguire, Shepherd, Ratchford, Helliwell, Birchall, Backwell and Adiemo on the bench. I did want to try and make room for Gaksha, but there just isn't really room. We need to get cover for a lot of positions, and Birchall being our backup winger seems like the right choice to me. We're just going to go with that, and yeah, let's just... Oh, fuck it. I'm getting rid of Backwell and putting Gaksha on. I really hope I don't regret that decision. But Gaksha, we haven't got right wing cover, and that's something that I'm a little concerned about. We haven't looked at the star players for Doncaster Rovers, because when we got drawn against them, we got drawn against a tie, and we didn't know who was going to go through with it. It could have been them or Yeovil. So I don't really know who to be scared of, and I'm going to hope that sort of works in my favour. Let's just give our standard team talks out to everyone. Everyone seems pleased. And look at that stadium. Okay, we've got playing against Doncaster Rovers in a classic 4-4-2. We are in our standard 4-3-3. So let's get into the second match of today's episode. 4,000 people here today. Oof. Money, 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 money. Okay, right. Maxwell gets the ball at left back. Is Hurst going to lose the ball there? It looked like it was about to get dispossessed, but apparently not. But he puts a bad cross in, and Gofford and Archer can't manage to make an attack. Start an attack, even. Let's give them another shot. Wadham gets the ball all the way out. Is Agbenone going to be chasing that, or is Yeboah? Yeah, neither of them really had any chance. That was a very overhit pass, let's say. Keeper with a long ball up. Close gets the ball out to Hurst. Can he get closed down? No. Gofford does get the ball away, but only as far as Collins. Hurst gets the ball in. Ponticelli scores for them. Jordan Ponticelli. Oh, when he was offside. Oh my God, that's a relief. I mean, I'm fully expecting them to get an early goal here. They're a far superior side to us. Okay, 22nd minute now, and Miller gets the ball, but this pass doesn't come off, and it falls back to Mitchell in goal, who takes a long time, manages to put a pass almost all the way up. Sanadre does get it away. Oh, Wadham, that was a scary tackle for you to make. I thought he was about to get sent off or something. They looked like he lunged in. Ball comes from Maxwell at left back, and they're just breaking past our defence. They're so much faster than us, and that's an own goal by Hamblin. It's not going to count. It's offside again. Is this because it was actually a pass to hit? Yep, it was a pass. Did he touch the ball? He didn't, but he went for it. Ponticelli has basically had 2 goals written off at this point. Ooh, I feel like we're really escaping. I feel like we're really getting away with this in the first half so far. And now they've got a corner in the 38th minute. Cross comes in and Godsmark headers it slightly over. And are we going to make it to half time? Clinging on at 0-0. That's what I like to see. Okay. Callum Archer's looking complacent. Like this is a game you can look complacent in. Happy performance. Everyone looks chuffed. I mean, you haven't done a whole lot, I'm not going to lie. But no one's playing badly, and that's what matters the most at this point. Right, a relatively quiet start to the second half, but now they have got a free kick on the edge of the area. Ravenhill stands over it. Is he going to put this in the top corner? He tries, and he hits the bar, and it goes over. That could have been bad. Right, this just really isn't working for us. We are not creating chances, and they've got an identical free kick. They don't shoot this time, but the looping header does go over. Tommy Jackson comfortably beaten, but that's because the player was scoring into rugby goals. Right, 70th minute, I was about to make a sub, but we'll wait and see how this highlight plays out first. Wadham tries to get the ball to Yeboah. No luck though. Just ignore these assistant recommendations. And the ball comes to Archer, but he just decides to stand there and wait for it. Bit of the complacency seeping in there potentially. Pennington gets the ball back to Ravenhill. I feel like there's going to be a long cross coming in at some point soon. And Noyle gets a long ball over. Hamblin misses the ball, and Jones headers it straight into Jackson's hands. Right, that seems like a good time to make a change. What am I going to do? We're going to take off Yeboah, bring Birchall on, go for the things that I said I was going to go for. Miller's still on the wing. Miller's still a winger. Birchall's an inside forward. I think this works out fine. And for now, that's all I'm going to do. We might need to mix things up again if this isn't going to play out, because they do seem incredibly dominant in the second half. We haven't really had a chance, well, in either half at this point. And 82nd minute, Jackson has got a goal kick. The long ball goes up. Defender didn't look like he was there, but he was. Ravenhill gets the ball over. Gofford gets it away to Hamblin. Now Archer and Wadham, could you start a counter-attack? Long ball of Agbenone can't quite get on the end of it, and they just punt it back upfield. Jones with a... Is that offside as well? Oh my God, that went in as well. There's been 3 goals disallowed for them. 88th minute, this would be the perfect time for us to score. Archer gets it to Morehouse. Play Miller in down the wing. Yes, he does. Gets the ball in. Agbanone's in the middle. And it's off the inside of the post, but that was offside as well. Neither team can stay onside. And we've had 4 brilliant chances. I mean, they scored all 3 of theirs that were offside. We missed ours. But, oh my God, we've managed to get another draw. Well done, lads. You've proved a lot of people wrong avoiding defeat. I mean, that is a fantastic result for us. That's a League One team. And I mean, they dominated us. And it was literally, we got a draw purely down to their inability to stay on side. But that is quite a result. And we got 60,000 in the bank. This has been a very profitable month for us. My God. Is the replay? Oh, the replay's going to be the start of next month. But yeah, that's we've had 2 very iffy first games in cups, and let's see if we can try and repeat the same as we did last time in the replay. Let's see, actually, just to have a quick look. Ben Close is their star man in defensive midfield, and he is very good. Oh my God, I would really like to sign him when his contract expires in 2 years. We might even be around the same division as them then if these seasons go well. Or, we might be hard stuck exactly where we are right now. But hey, defensive midfielder, I'm always comparing people to bloody Jack Wadham, who is not our number 1 player. But let's see how he looks. Yeah, that's not really a comparison there. How about, I don't know, Archer? That's a bit better. Archer is almost as good as him if you don't include anything defensive whatsoever. I always go Morehouse as well. Yeah, so they're as good as each other going forward, but Morehouse is a forward player and Ben Close is a defensive player that can also just equal his ability going forward as well. That's a little scary. It does kind of give you a good reason for why we didn't really get anything in that game, because they are going to be way better than us defensively. We're just sort of hoping for another fluke like happened in the first game of the episode today against Walsall. Oh, so another episode complete, and we are still not out of the FA Cup. This is an incredible little run for us. We've got another potentially huge attendance coming in to the ground, maybe even a new record, being as these are a League One club. We might, and they've got a higher stadium themselves. We might get even more people that shown up than did against Walsall. But yeah, this is if we manage to get through this round, which is, I know, highly unlikely, but if we do manage to get through it, we are going to be in the pot for the third round, and we could end up with, like a Man City or a Man United or something like that, which obviously would be incredible. I mean, it would be a huge defeat, which would be completely demoralising for the entire team when they realise that they're basically, I don't know, like we've got players in our team who are glorified pub footballers, and they're potentially coming up against, some of the highest paid players in the country. But anyway, I am getting way ahead of myself at this point, and we really shouldn't be really shouldn't be speculating about who we, would like to get in the next round before we've even got through this one. There is actually, though, going to be a FA Cup draw coming soon, isn't there? Let me just play forward to that. And here we go. So the FA Cup third round draw. We are in the pot. The Premier League clubs are entering the competition. The fans want us to get either Cheltenham Town, who are struggling in League Two, which, if we're going by past results, if we can beat Walsall, we should be able to also beat Cheltenham Town. We've got Norwich City, who are sixth in the Championship. How is that our second best option? And Burton Albion, who are fifth in League Two. So, a little bit better than Walsall. But I feel like if we could draw against a League One team, we have got every chance to get lucky and nick a result against a League Two team. But anyway, this is a big moment for the club right here. I almost want to do an automatic draw, but there's 72 teams and it's going to take far too long, so let's just click draw all teams. And, is that another local derby, potentially? If we get past Doncaster Rovers, we're up against Wolves, who are 16th in the Premier Division. 30,000-seater stadium. It's not quite the dream draw that we wanted, but I am obviously very excited at the prospect of it happening. I mean, their key players, Nunes, on £110,000 a week. Our entire wage budget is 3,000, so he's 4,000. So he alone is getting paid 37 times more than our entire team. So yeah, I can guarantee you right now, we are not getting any further than the third round of the FA Cup. But if our dreams come true, we might make it to there. And also, Wolverhampton Wanderers are in £72 million of debt. That is insane. Who have they been buying? It's funny. This is the first time I've looked at any Premier League club or any club that's doing well in any league. Quite frankly, they've spent £79 million this season, including £41 million on Joe Linton. Oof, that's a decision right there. £68 million in sales. Iheanacho has gone from them to Brentford. Kijana Hoover, I have had him on most Football Manager saves I've ever done at some point. I feel like he might be retired by the time we get up to a position where we might be able to buy him. But by the time we get around the Championship, he might be an ageing player and be willing to come to us. Who knows? But yeah, this is quite an exciting prospect. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got the Doncaster Rovers replay. So actually, just to double check, when is that game going to be? The 9th of January, which for us falls... we'd have to move the Scunthorpe game. But that would be about a month or so away after this point. So if we get past Doncaster Rovers, then I will probably either go forward to the Wolves game, or we'll do a double header and do a game around here. Maybe even AFC Fylde, because they're actually Vanarama National League, so there's every chance that they're going to beat us. So we might end up doing a cup double header, third round and second round. I've literally said a minute ago, let's not get ahead of ourselves. And here I am planning the promotion tour for 2028. So before I start, ordering bunting or something for our celebrations, let's just end this here. We will be back next episode for a game against Doncaster Rovers. So thank you very much for sticking with me during this kind of incredible, crazy season we've got going on here. If you've enjoyed, maybe leave a like or comment down below. It really does help out the channel a great deal, and it means a hell of a lot to me as well. We will be back next time to take on Doncaster Rovers in the second round replay in the FA Cup. So subscribe to make sure you don't miss it, and I'll see you next time.